What's up, my pilots? Angryponcho here. Welcome back to the 100 Squares. Things look a little bit different now. I went ahead and screwed with the biomes some more because I found out two things. One, if you go fishing in deep water, or in regular water actually, in the jungle biome, there's a chance you can fish up bamboo. Here's what I got from, I think, one fishing rod? Maybe two. I got the ink sac rare drop, which is like a less than 1% chance. I got this one twice. I used half of it to dye some wool, some water bottles, some leather, and a single piece of bamboo. So let's go ahead and plant that and let it start its job. I also fished up a name tag and a nautilus shell. I don't know what these are good for, to be honest, but the name tag I know I can use to make an iron farm by naming a zombie so that he doesn't despawn. I've been trying to throw zombies items to see if they'll pick them up, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting unlucky, or maybe the chance is really low. But they haven't been the smart zombies that know how to pick up items. So also in my biome fuckery, I figured out that I could change the biomes based on the height. And they can layer over each other. It's not like a super fine resolution. It's kind of chunky, but up here, it's now a cold biome. So this is now, what, snowy taiga? Yeah. So it's a snowy taiga up here on the upper level. And if we go down a bit, somewhere around the mid-level here, it'll switch to flower forest. And it's a flower forest the rest of the way down. You can see, it looks like there's snow going all the way down to down there. But there's not. It's actually just that there's a piece of air at our height over there that's still a snowy taiga, but as soon as we drop down, the air over there is flower force, and so it just rains. Isn't that strange? Very interesting. It reminds me of how snow used to work in Minecraft. Anyhow, so let me show you the house. I did a little decorating. I think the outside has kind of gotten a little more detail, a little more texturing. You know, I added some fences on the bottom, a little trapdoor wall, some buttons. And then inside I have an egg. Sorry, a rug that looks like an egg. I put some paintings up. I guess these are my favorite too because I ended up using them on my server too. I got myself a little kit. Since this is the hunt, I figured we got to have some Halloween themed decoration. And I got a little coffee table, fireplace, some couches. I organized my storage a little bit better. And then up here on the top floor, it's basically just a bedroom. You know, amateur Minecraft furniture. And I just threw two giant paintings up to fill these other spaces that don't have anything in them yet. Eventually there'll be an enchanting room on one side and I don't know what on the other. So the big thing that I did in between episodes is breed villagers. We had a couple in a cave. I dug them up to a better spot and gave them a little bit of, I don't know what you would call it, encouragement? I gave them food, beds they couldn't reach, and a couple composters, and then they were like, oh hell yes, we're going to have 40 babies. And I was like, oh, that's perfect, thank you. So now we have a few villagers. I may have overfed them. Okay, they're like gremlins. You can't feed them after midnight, or you end up with this many. I changed the lower biome to jungle for a while so I could fish for the bamboo, and then once I got it, I changed it to flower forest because I think it's a prettier biome. So some of the villagers think that they live in a jungle because they were born into the jungle biome. And I think that's really funny. So we've got, you know, a workforce here. Have you all seen Schindler's List? This is nothing like that. But I will be employing these guys. I've already been collecting job blocks. And right now, the biggest pinch point is iron. I had enough to make one blast furnace, a couple smithing tables, and then I ran out. So I want to make another blast furnace at least. And then I think I think this is about all the job blocks I'm interested in. I could put some barrels in. I don't know if the fishermen are really going to do much for us. I may as well include them if I can, but it's like, what's the point, really? Let's see here. Can I make 2 barrels? Cool. And we've got barrels, too. What are the other job blocks that I'm missing? There's a stone cutter, right? I can make a couple of those, can't I? Or do I need slabs for that? I can never remember the recipe for this thing. Okay, it's regular stone, and I have smooth stone. I always confuse those two, it seems. Okay, so let's go back up top. Oh, and I also darkened a small portion of the cave in here so that there would be a place for hostile mobs to spawn. Just because it's useful now and then to come down here and kill a couple spiders for string. That's generally all I've been using it for. String for fishing rods and the like. Oh, here's the breeder. This was a farm. Put beds in here. Open this. Put another trapdoor on the top. The baby villagers will run right across this and fall in the hole. And then water pushes them down into that big room down there. And then I just throw a couple composters over there and block the exit and you're good to go. So let's grab... What was I going to make? It was a job block, wasn't it? Yes, I need regular old stone in order to make the stone cutter. And I guess we can just start with 1 blast furnace. But the plan is to make some kind of place for these villagers to be. And based on what I had in the Flora's Lava World, I really don't want just one big room with a bunch of job blocks in it. That sucked. It was a pain in the ass to find the villager that you wanted, and it was generally just inconvenient. So I think what I'm going to do is instead put them into little spaces where I can more easily manage them. And I haven't decided yet how luxurious I want those spaces to be. Probably not at all, honestly. But we'll see. I haven't even figured out whether I want to build it above ground in a building or if I want to just dig it into the cave that they're already in. Just keep it dead simple, you know? I could literally just have like individual cells. Maybe I could even make it prison flavored, but I really don't have any more iron. I've not done any mining, so... okay, let's see here. I suppose there's a few things we want. An iron farm would be good. We're going to need one eventually. So maybe I should try and relocate a few of these. It's easier to move the villagers during the day or during the nighttime because they really want to go to their bed. I can't ever tell what time it is because I can only see a little bit of the sky. So I can't tell whether the moon is over there or over there. I can only tell when it's around midnight or noon. The other question is, from a visual standpoint, let me fly up here to the platform of photography. Look at that. Isn't it pretty? It's such a pretty little world. I put a piece of string up here so that it wouldn't get snowy. Alright, I turned the entity distance way up so you can actually see the farm animals and stuff in the screenshots. But look at that. Look at the little snowy world with the flower forest below. I'm happy. So where would I even put a villager house? I guess over here? It would really be the only place with enough room for it, right? I don't know. I'm not feeling too inspired by that idea. Maybe if I did it in a cave, it's going to be like a bummer. It's just going to be depressing. So maybe we should go for the outdoor building. I could build like a library type building. That would be interesting. Let's do that. I'm going to go up there and chop down some spruce trees, select a plot of land for this, and then try and figure out approximately how large this is going to need to be. The other question is, how hard is it going to be to get the villagers up there? I mean, I could make an ugly dirt staircase and walk them up if needed. It wouldn't be that bad. Oh, daytime now. Alright, so I'm going to go cut down some trees, and we'll see what the space up here looks like. I could actually include other farms and stuff in the basement of this building and just have the villager trading hall be like the top floor. I like that idea. Kind of flatten this a little bit even more. Fill in a little bit of the terrain. Start to make it look a little unnatural, you know. This is why I wanted the blank canvas. I don't feel like I'm breaking anything by building on this. It just looks like an empty forest, you know. Alright. Let's do it. Hey everybody. Post-commentary Poncho here to massage your eardrums with my dulcet tones. I'm gonna tickle your toes and suck on your ear. Well, that's not right. I'm gonna tickle your ears and suck on your toes. That's not right either. We'll just leave off the licking and sucking for another episode. How about that? So, I need to clear the trees out here, obviously, to make room for the big old fucking building we're going to put there. And it also was a nice handy source of spruce that this is that's going to be used in the construction here. It's so satisfying watching the little entities bob up and down and fast forward. Started just by building the south wall. I went with a classic Minecraft style of wood walls and stone roof, the kind of place that the motherfucking Testificates would feel comfortable in. And I tried to give it a little bit of texture, nothing too complicated. I would grade myself as a mid-tier builder. I'm by no means an expert, but I have a general sense of proportion and try not to make things that are too flat or simple. And I'm pretty happy with how this house came out. It's not overly complicated, but it's not overly, it's not just a big cobblestone box either. And the building process went pretty smoothly here because I had already planned ahead in a creative world what exactly I wanted to build, and I tried a few different things. Originally I was going to try and use birchwood, but birchwood just does not go well with the spruce. I can't find a good use for it almost anywhere. It's sometimes in the ceilings it looks nice, it brightens up the room, but for the floors or walls and everything else, it's just too bright. So I went through a few iterations of this and was eventually able to make a sort of 4-person trading hall module, and then I put 3 of those on each side. So in the end, this villager hall is going to have room for 24 villagers, and I'm pretty happy with how the design turned out. It was pretty easy to get them in there with mine carts. It's easy to tell which ones are which. They're all spread out far enough with some visibility. It's just it's a pleasant building to go in and out of. I'm doing the commentary for this after having already recorded the next 2 episodes after this, so I can tell you I've spent a lot of time running in and out of that building lately, and it's a good place to be. I added the fences down there at the bottom because I thought it needed a little more weight near the base, and that helped a lot. Check out these slick shots you can make with a replay mod. And tell me in the comments, is this rotating shot cool looking or just kind of nauseating? Because I honestly couldn't tell. I'm pretty sure that green cast creeping in is a replay mod showing me there's a marker there. Like a camera view marker. Well, once the building's done, obviously I gotta get my motherfucking Testificates in there. So I built this little railway. It ended up, I wanted to use powered rails, but I was short on gold. Turned out that the simplest way to get them up there was just to use a minecart with furnace, which really isn't a minecart with furnace, it's a minecart with engine. It doesn't have an inventory or a UI that you can open. You just right click on it with coal and it starts scooting off in the direction you're facing. And that was able to, what's the expression for the little engine that could? Anyway, it took them up the hill just fine and scooted them into their spots. I do want to say I apologize in advance if the audio quality in the rest of the video is not great. my mic was peaking and I did my best to fix it. I hope it's acceptable to you. Thanks for watching. All right, welcome back, folks. So I am currently a bit bepuzzled. I'm going to try and show you something here that I just found, and it's concerning. It's very concerning. Do I have... Yes, I do. I have enough string for a bow. I think it's timely time that we got ourselves one. So let's grab some sticks here too. So let's go ahead and make some planks, make some sticks, make a bow, thank you, make some arrows. Okay, I've got 13 arrows. All right, well, that's better than nothing. It's because we're going we're going somewhere dangerous. I haven't shown you on camera yet. You're probably wondering where I got all these iron tools. Well, I convinced a zombie and 3 villagers to team up, and I now have an iron grinder in the corner over there. It's literally just 3 villagers with beds, zombie in a boat holding a shovel. Because he's holding a shovel, he won't despawn. And then this area down here has water pushing towards this lava, which goes into a hopper and a chest. And this area down here is the only place nearby where iron golems can, where it's valid for them to appear. Did a little bit of tuning. I had to replace some of the floor with tilled soil so that they wouldn't get stuck in the walls, but it's no big deal. So basically we've got stacks and stacks of iron now. It's official. And I think that you guys just saw a nice fly-around tour of this place, so I won't repeat myself. The one thing it's missing is the villagers. And in order to get them from their cave down there into their spaces up here, I want to use mine carts. But there's a problem. It's not an iron problem, because I can make mine carts, I can make rails. But what we really need is powered rails, so we can get these guys to go uphill. And definitely just other redstone stuff in general. So I've dug straight down in the middle top of the map, just to start where our strip mine will eventually live, I think. And I made it down to around the height of 0. And hit this little interesting cave. There were a couple other caves that I went through on the way up. Pretty much anywhere you see where there's cobblestone blocking it off, it's somewhere that I ran into an open cave. I just marked them with cobble so I can come back later on camera. But it was this cave that made me stop and say, this needs to be on camera. So you'll see why when you see it. I didn't even know that lava lakes that big could spawn in the overworld. I don't think I've ever seen this before. It's huge. It's huge. And then look at this. It's all this exposed ore. There's gold over there. Diamonds. 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 Right here beneath us. Diamonds. Over there. Diamonds. Fucking, it's nuts. It's nuts. But most importantly, I think I followed this cave, this like slice ravine that's right on the edge of our world, over here a little bit. And there's this hole. I don't know if this is part of a generated structure or not. That gave us another view out here into the world. And there's some redstone right there. We're going to snatch that. But also, over there, there's an abandoned mine shaft. I can't tell if it goes into the wall over there or not, but there's at least a few platforms and some string. So that's something. And of course down there, it's just full of mobs. It's just absolutely full of mobs. So we got to be really careful. I cannot believe that. Look at this. The cave. I swear I did not plan this. I went into spectator mode and flew around and found, I think I found the lava that was up at like Y60. And I was like, oh, good. You know, the one that's in the cave right next to our villager house. I was like, oh, good. We have lava here. We can use this spot. We'll at least be able to get to the nether. I definitely did not see this. I would remember this. And I also didn't pick this, but like, look at how lucky we've gotten. There's this huge open cave. I mean, it's really cool. It also does mean that the world has less ores in it than it would have had previously. So now it becomes a question of using what we have efficiently. The good news is, I think if I come down here, I can basically just walk down. Let's be very cautious. These steep slopes, monsters can spawn, but they also tend to wander downhill over time. Something to do with their jumping behavior, I believe. Alright, let's kill this guy. And there's a skeleton behind us. Perfect. Shoot one of the zombies. Thank you. Why isn't the zombie turning around to fight him? Oh my god, he got shot in the back twice and he doesn't care. Oh, what? Fuck you. The fact that our best food right now is still carrots is definitely a hindrance. Fall off. Oh, thank you. Back up. Back the fuck up, sir. Thank you. Okay, let's get some redstone and get the hell out of here. So the good news is, redstone is totally renewable. We can buy it from the cleric villager. The bad news is, the cleric villager is the only villager type that we don't currently have the resources to make the job block for. Will 23 redstone be enough? It's going to have to be. Let's get the heck out of here. Because I do want to fully explore this cave, light it up, explore the mine shaft, get all the loot, see what else is out there. But for right now, I just wanted to grab that redstone on camera and make it make it known that we've got a pretty cool cave to explore in a later video. I don't even have armor on right now. Like I just used the iron to make the tools. Alright, so now I'm going to make some rails and start putting the villagers into their house, which means for a lot of them I'm going to be re-rolling their job block to try and get them to have the right trades. Really the only difficult one is going to be librarians, because there's so many enchantments they can have, and I want 7 specific ones. But for a few others, there's a couple things. For example, we want our farmers to purchase wheat and carrots, since that's what we're growing. And we also want to get the Fletcher that sells arrows and buy sticks, which is like a 2/3 chance. So it won't take long for most of the jobs. It'll just be those damn lecterns again. But that kind of grinding is boring, so I'm going to do it off screen. Thanks for watching. See you next time.